Hey, I'm Nate Savage, and one of the best things about the guitar is you can learn just a handful of chords, and you can literally play hundreds of the best songs that were ever written. In the case of this lesson, I'm going to teach you 4 chords that you can use to play 10 songs. First of all, let's learn the chords that we're going to be using in this lesson. The first one is a G major. Second one is a C major. Third one is a D major. And the last one is an E minor. Okay, let's start with the G major chord. Put your third finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Second finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the A string. And your pinky finger is going to grab the 3rd fret of the high E string. And you can strum all 6 strings. Now, one thing you want to remember when you're making these chords is come right down on your fingertips, on the very tips of your fingers, and try to stay right behind the fret. Keep your fingers as close to behind the fret as possible. That way you can ensure a good sound without any buzzing. Next chord, a C major. Let's take our 3rd finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the A string. Second finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string. And your first finger is going to come back here and grab the 1st fret of the B string. Make sure to come down on the very tips of your fingers for this chord. If you don't, you will definitely notice it. Check it out. Strum the top 5 strings, leave the low E string out. Watch this little change right here. If I just let my fingers get a little lazy, that's going to sound terrible, so make sure to come right down on your fingertips. Next chord, D major chord, an open D major. Put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, or the 3rd string. Third finger, 3rd fret of the B string. Second finger, 2nd fret of the high E string. Now leave the 6th and 5th strings out and just strum the top 4 strings there. All right, the last chord for you is just a regular E minor chord. Put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and you can strum all 6 strings with this chord. Now that I've showed you those chords that we're going to be using, let's just talk about strumming really quick in the context of this lesson. I'm going to keep things really simple for your strumming hand or your right hand. That way you can focus on learning the songs and getting the chord changes for the song smooth. All right, let's get down to business here and learn a song that uses these chords. I'm going to learn probably one of the most popular tunes of all time, a song by the Beatles called Let It Be. Maybe you've heard of it. Let's go put our G major chord on right here, and I'm going to do this in groups of 2 strums for your right hand, just so you know. So the verse of this tune, just strum G twice, and then go to a D, strum that twice, E minor twice, go to a C twice, back to G, a D, a C, and then back to a G one more time. And that's pretty much the entire verse to the song. You just go through that whole progression twice. Let me play that progression for you uninterrupted so you can hear what it sounds like. So that's the verse of the tune Let It Be. And let's get to the chorus now. The chorus goes to an E minor twice, a D, C, G, stay on a G and do that 2 more times, go to a D, a C, and then finally end up on a G. So let me play the entire chorus for you real quick. So as you can see, you can get through that entire song using just these 4 chords. There's some walk downs and stuff in there, but like I said, we're keeping things real simple for your right hand. Another song that uses almost exclusively those 4 chords is the Beyonce song, If I Were a Boy. All it is E minor, C, G, and D. I think there's that A minor on the bridge somewhere, but almost the entire song is just those 4 chords like this. So you may be thinking, Nate, that's great, but I know all of these songs are in the key of G major, and you're right. The song Let It Be is in the key of C, so what are we going to do about that? How are we going to get around it? The answer is this little gem right here. It's called a capo, and if you've never used one, they're great. It lets you use those 4 chords to play just a ton of songs. So what I would do if I wanted to play along with Let It Be to the album, I would put my capo on my 5th fret, and then I can play those exact same chords, G, C, D, and E minor, those shapes, and I'll be in the key of C. I'll show you why. If this note right here is a G, right here on the 3rd fret of the low E string, if I moved up a whole step from there, 2 frets, that would now be an A. Another whole step would be a B, and a half step from there would be a C. So this G shape is now a C chord. This capo is pretty much like a movable nut for the guitar. Here you go, I'll show you what Let It Be sounds like playing it in the actual key that it was written in. So you see what I mean? This should show you how valuable these 4 chords are and how valuable knowing how to use a capo is too. So what I'm going to do now is just go through all 10 songs in this lesson, the courses of them, just to help you see what they sound like. And below you're going to see the artist, the title of the song, what key it's in, what fret to put your capo on, and then just the main chord progression for the chorus. For some of these songs, you'll be able to play just the chorus. For some of them, you can play the entire song using just these 4 chords. So you see what I mean? This should show you how valuable these 4 chords are and how valuable learning how to use a capo can be for you. So just to clarify, the chords that you saw on the bottom of the page there as I was playing each song are the actual shapes that you're playing, not the names of the actual chords. So being able to play this many songs is awesome motivation for you. You're going to be able to play some real music, and it's great practice for you to work on your chord transitions too. Pick a few songs that you liked out of these 10, go back and pause the video once they're up, write the key of the song down and which fret you should be capoed on, and work on them, work them into your practice time, and work on getting your chord transitions smooth. Thanks for watching, everyone. I just launched a new guitar lesson series that you can get right now for free. Just go to guitarsystem.com/free-series and I'll see you there.